Hello, this is Solomon. We're gonna be looking at a bunch of 1v1s against Bishop. We both went random on the games. So, also we have some matches on like front lines or Vesuvio. It's not all gonna be behind enemy lines. I think like half of them are. UK versus France. This is a very well. It's not a good matchup for UK since they have an expensive barracks, so it really hurts your infantry rushing, which is what you want to do against France on this map. So. Oh yeah, so I decided to be a meme lord and do a double barrack start. Legionnaire, since Legionnaire is fast, so I might be able to get there before they finish teching. Or if not, I can get to the forest first. Yeah, that was a quick surrender since all these guys were FFL. I mean, it's still the forest advantage, so you probably still lose. I'd probably play it out at least 30 more seconds because the Legionnaires is about to start panicking. And FFL, light infantry are garbage. Like light weapons suck. Whatever. Okay. US versus Soviets. This is a good match. And I've tried it before, like American armor and Rangers versus Soviet infantry. I think honestly, I just prefer just going straight Ranger right away because it works good for solo reasons. Well, first of all, you can always do the standard one depot, double barracks, rush down mid and kill Soviets if they have multiple depots and barracks, since they have a lot of money spent on infantry at the beginning. But I'm opting for a more defensive route. And the biggest thing is, well, there's a couple things, but the biggest thing is the Soviets have to spend 15 for each recon. But only has to spend 5, and that's 2 free infantry for the US. That's like really, really, really big. Like 10 infantry is gonna have a pretty good victory on 8 infantry. 22 infantry is gonna, well, against Soviets is probably gonna like tie. But the point is, having 2 more infantry is really, really big, and it, like nullifies the Soviet elite weapons advantage. Especially on multiple flanks, because the Soviets have to build at least 2 recon vehicles, one for each flank, so you get a total of 4 more infantry. So yeah, it's really important that they keep control of this forest right here, especially if there's multiple barracks, because it's about to become very evident shortly. I'll go over a concept in a minute. I try to get to the rush back to forest reform, but it doesn't work, unfortunately. Since like he's trying to avoid having to build a recon. Yeah, so then I do a counterattack of infantry, because if I can go kill his depot, or at least draw off a bunch of infantry, that's really big for me. Now I'm going over this way to capture this barracks. Okay, anyway, so controlling this forest right here is so important. Like, it protects this depot and whatnot, and it prevents enemy from flanking going to your HQ, but there are these things called interior lines of communication, exterior lines of communication. Well, that's what they're called in real life. We don't really have communication since it's a video game between units, so I'm just gonna say interior and exterior lines of movement. It's basically whenever you're on a concave, because this is an interior line. Like my units, basically I can choose who I fight over here. Like his units are so far apart that they can't reinforce each other. Like I can either go this way and kill these units, or go this way and kill these units, or fight them, I should say. He can't reinforce each other before, like he can't reinforce his units fast enough to affect the fight. Like I have a quicker movement. Like since I'm operate like I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it, but like you can see that okay, my forces are closer to his individual groups than his individual groups are closer to each other. So divide and conquer. Also, I'm doing some little flank over here. I don't bother with radio silence since no, not worth the ruse. I'd rather have fanaticism for the main fight. I might make a video on interior and exterior lines of movement. I don't know yet. I'm kind of lazy. Oh, yeah, so I captured this barracks, which is huge because now I can go threaten these depots and have tons of counterattack potential. I didn't really defend on my flank. I kind of did a little, but the main fights over here, we're both going to keep on pumping infantry out over here, so. It's not like you able to build an infantry ball over here when the fight over here is the one that matters. Oh, you built a B11 over here. That was not a good use of money. Well, I didn't build a Willys, so like we both would ambush each other in a forest fight if I went to the forest, but it doesn't really make sense for me to go in the forest right here. Like I'd have to be going after the depot. So yeah, now I'm getting ready to do the whole divide and conquer thing. Since there's a barracks and Forgravdia, capturing a barracks is more production speed for me, plus I threaten his flank over here. Wow, these guys are like, yeah, they're split up. It's divide and conquer. So yeah, it's fanaticism, but he runs out of fanaticism sector. But well, I just have a lot more infantry, so since he has 35 supply over here, while I have 15 supply, then he has another 20 supply units doing nothing right here. Pretty handy victory for me. Also got more income since he started with 2 depot. I just started right away with 3 depot. France versus Italy on Vesuvio. France is garbage on this map because it's a forest map. A forest and town map. Like, France just can't do anything. What does he? Yeah, no, he has to go. He goes double blitz. So usually in games, like on the more common maps, I already have memorized what to do. Like I've played like behind enemy lines like 1,000 times, so I basically know everything there is to do on this map or on that map. Now on this map, I actually have to start thinking a little bit more because I don't know how the situation plays out or I don't have it memorized. So what am I looking for? Like here's what to consider. It's tons of forest. Italy. It's going to be infantry centric gameplay. France is really bad against spread out play, and they're really weak against infantry too, since they can't contest forests or anything. And I can't put tanks, especially slow tanks. So I need to have small and area to defend as possible. I need like a small interior line where my units can move in a tight area and not be spread out and vulnerable. So I take these 4 depots since I'm just trying to defend this quadrant. And I also, since the other way to defend or get the enemy focused down to one area is to counterattack them, because then they have to spend resources stopping your counterattack, and that's resources that aren't flanking you or something. So, yeah, I send out the armor base this way, since I'm gonna defend right here. And like, there's this forest right here, then there's the volcano, so I can just put B1 bis right here and like block off this area. Then send maybe a 1 or 2 over here if I need to stop whatever flanking is going on here. Then if I have the armor base right here, I can stop them from getting into these towns, ideally, and stop them from taking control of this forest since the area of combat's going to be right here. Like I can intercept anything that comes out this way. That's the idea. I mean, France should still lose this because like there's so much forest on the map. And there's so many towns. It's still really difficult, but I'm trying. M11, which is it's not a bad choice per se. I mean, you just have to accept that the MLL, like, I do this, yeah, I've done this before, I do it sometimes, you just send out a light tank. Like, the idea is, sometimes you're not actually trying to break through, you're just you're gonna tie up resources. Like, he's spent 10 supply to tie up 20 of my supply. But you have to remember, it's only gonna be a temporary tie-up. So to S35, since they're more mobile. Do a little bit, there's space to maneuver. Maybe I can try to glide, like, run through the town right here, but that doesn't work out. Over here, I actually decided to research soft 40s. Now, starting soft 40s opposed to B1 BIS and S35 and then versus an infantry rush is very, very, very situational and context dependent. But most of the time you want to do B1 BIS. So yeah, like as you can see, I'm already pre-moving my B1 BIS away. I play Terror. There's no reason to play Fanaticism because 99% of the time if a tank is being shot at by infantry, it's gonna die in the next second anyway because there's usually multiple infantry. And B1 BIS or an infantry shoot really, really fast. And like right here, like Fanaticism wouldn't have done anything. like tanks are just gonna die right away 99% of the time if they're being shot at by infantry in the first place. So I could have also played Blitz, but considering I just saw the number of infantry it has, I was like, I probably don't need to do that. So yeah, the S35 is moving out over here. Also have the Panhard counterattacking because I don't need it to recon. I know he doesn't have any units in the forest. Even if he does, I'd rather have the Panhard attacking his shit and drawing off supply. And I'll just make another Panhard over here if I need to. I'll have 3 depot start. Even though I play Fanaticism, I still have the Terror going, which is nice. So yeah, now I'm doing a little counterattack over here. I also finally get some soft 40s out. So I meant to build this one over here, but I forgot the armor base got destroyed, so whoops. So yeah, I blitz away. Unfortunately, Italian heavy infantry have the shit bazooka. They don't have the heavy bazooka. Oh, they have the Panzerfaust, which is like the shit bazooka type of weapon where it direct fires instead of throwing a satchel charge. Usually it doesn't matter. This is one of those instances where it did matter since my S35 didn't manage to get away. So I have the Panhard. Like I made them build 4 heavy infantry, and I already killed like 2 heavy infantry to Panhard, so this already paid itself off. Getting a 4th depot. This whole time I was really trying to look to get an airfield to start doing bombing, even though it's really, really greedy. It's not really greedy, but it's really dangerous, I'll say. That's just heavy infantry. Plus the airfield will allow me to clean out the towns over here. So I go for the airfield, but I cancel it. Oh no, I just build the armor base. Then I build a barracks in. Yeah, so I have a second infantry rush, and I was just playing too greedy. Play blitz. So I started making FFO. I meant to make Legionnaires, since like a Legionnaire would just like kind of slaughter all the half damaged infantry right here. Unfortunately, I had fire on buildings, so they wasted a lot of shots on the HQ. This is painful, so let's speed it up. Okay, so I actually ran out of money. I only had 3 supply left. So, I couldn't actually recapture my HQ. Which was really frustrating, since as you can see, like, I had a Sol 40 attacking shit right here. I lost the Panhard. I also had the I had... And this was just really, this was a frustrating loss. It was my fault, but it's still frustrating. Because, like, I had a really strong counterattack going on over here. I could have fought that off, built the airfield, and I probably would have won after that. So yeah, I surrender. A lot of the time I say don't build more infantry against France, so because you'll just keep on losing infantry, but sometimes you do want to just do a second infantry rush or even third infantry rush, because sometimes it will work. It depends if France is making more armor in that area. Because if they have the same amount of tanks as the first rush, but you have more units, like, you might win, so. Oops. US versus Germany on Vesuvio. This is very US favored because of the much stronger barracks game and much cheaper recon and cheaper barracks. So you have a lot more money to spend on infantry or something else if you want. Fucking mouse. Okay. So this is something I've been really wanting to explore. I just never really get to it. Quebec's done some very impressive games. He does like an airfield start in like a 1v1, or even just like on a 3v3 and on his flank on like handshake over elf. He does airfield B25s. Then he does rangers with defense, since they usually can't afford something else. Or sometimes if it's a choke point, he'll make like Lees on like if it's strategist flank, but against like infantry. So it's just a really interesting idea, and it really highlights the flexibility of the U.S. and the strength of their air power, the bombers and recon and whatnot. So yeah, I'm bad, and my first bomber misses this. So first of all, I want to say this is obviously, or not obviously, but it kind of has to be an armor base. Because if it was a barracks, there will be 2 trucks at least. Because 1 barracks is gonna make infantry way too slowly. Like it's 5 seconds per infantry. Well, tech time is 25 seconds with Germany. And it's 5 seconds per infantry. 10 infantry is gonna take 50 seconds. Like that is way too long to build any sizable amount of infantry. So it kind of has to be an armor base. Got the second bomber, which is really risky considering I can assume this is an armor base. So yeah, now I go to bomb the armor base. Starts making Panzer 3s. So this was like, we were in voice chat and he told me he knew this was a mistake for the camos, and this is really not awesome because you're about to see why. Give it a second. Yeah, I just target, well, the B25 is stupid, but I just target the Panzer 3 so I can still kill the armor base. I'm not building a bunker. If I build a bunker right here, he can just go around the flank and kill this depot. I'm kind of surprised he broke off right here, because I would have tried to go for the armor. If he had blitz, and if he didn't kill one had blitz, he probably could have killed the AT base. Even if he didn't, and if he had more Ranger 3s, Wolverines are only level 1 armor, so he could probably actually just kill the Wolverine when it spawned too. Oh, so that was an engineer truck right there. I think it was a depot. Yeah, it was a depot. So yeah, now I'm just camping his HQ, and he should have built an airfield instead of a depot. Because, like, yeah, it's obvious I'm just gonna bomb him now if he tries to do anything, so. And he can't, then our base isn't gonna work. So yeah, I should have built an airfield. Also, you could have only built like 2 Panzer IIIs. Like send one this way and send one around the flank. Because then I have to build the AT base, which is 40 supply. Or wait, no, it's 35 supply for US. I have to build some AT. So I would be spending more money on anti-tank than he will be spending on his RM base. Like he would spend 60 supply. Let's say I build... Yeah, that's still kind of hard. If I did AT base plus 2 AT guns, that's only 55 supply. I don't know, but the point is, even then, he didn't have to like all in right there. He could have just been like, okay. Like you both still spend the same amount of supply, but instead of all inning Panzer threes against AT and losing, you could have done something else, like just go on airfield, just right away and turn it into an air v air battle, infantry or something. Like, but the point is, he didn't have to all in. He could have not built so many Panzer threes. You still don't want to build a 1 or 2 to force out a response from me and make me spend money, but that's it. Just make me spend money. Don't try to all in. Be right back. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Okay, I'm back. Soviets versus Soviets. Soviets versus Soviets is whoever gets in the forest first and doesn't have to spend money on recon, pretty much. Also, fun fact, Ubisoft is fucking, I don't know what you're doing. But team 2 has one less depot. Or team 1 has one less depot than team 2 for some reason. So like, Lamau. Great map design. They're missing a depot right here. So he does this decoy airfield. Again, we were in voice all these matches, and I was talking like, oh, decoy airfield, that's interesting. But you can know it's like I figured it out in about 20 seconds because, well, hey, I see that he's researching Gardia, and he's not building anything from the airfield since it's not lining up. So I figured out that's a decoy. But he did mess up my original plan, since my original plan was 4 depots, double barracks. Since it's going to take a minute or 2 to get over here, so I figured I could just play defensive, have the economic advantage, and counterattack. Since I'll have enough money by the time he actually starts pushing against me. Well, I was planning anyway, but his airfield I did cancel the 4th depot right away, so I ended up going 3 depot. Triple barracks instead. So I didn't play decryption in any of these matches, I don't think. I have a little counter pressure barracks right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna a little tidbit about it's really risky to build barracks right next to the forest and town, since it means you have to maintain control of the forest or town. And if you lose the forest and town, forest or town, you lose the barracks essentially. So really aggressive barracks right there. Generally, you want to put your barracks far out enough away from the forest that you can keep control of the barracks if you lose control of the forest or whatever. So yeah, the little counterattack, but I know he doesn't have recon. I know then he just built one, but I know he didn't have one over here since I didn't see one, plus he mentioned it in voice chat. So since I know he can't see what I'm doing, I just go for a counterattack down this way. Then I play blitz. Also, I get control of the forest over here, so I can't really attack into the forest since he needs to build a recon to do that. Like, he catches on to it, but like it's kind of too late since I have like 15 guys in the forest. So I'm like stupid, and I play fanaticism and make a recon to try to fight this off, but that's just really. And I could have won it if I wanted. Just build more infantry right here, but it's infinitely better, and I did catch on to it, so it's infinitely better. Just counterattack, since I can just. I'm definitely killing this depot. Then I can try to control this town. Then I can definitely kill this depot. Almost definitely kill this depot too, and maybe even get control of this town. So it's basically game over then, since I just killed all his depots. So yeah, it was playing fanaticism was a waste of a ruse. I should have done the blitz right here. Then I could get to the town first and kill this depot and that depot. Also building up for attack right here. So I actually end up losing the BA11, which if he was closer and could have like spawned time to my BA11, that would have been really bad for me. As in I probably would have lost. But he surrenders because I killed. Well, I accidentally captured his depot. I meant to kill it. But yeah, he's down to one depot. Plus I captured his barracks, so he's dead. Oops. Italy versus UK. So, I mean, this map is better for UK than like behind enemy lines, but UK is still gonna lose on this map. I thought he was gonna do 5 depot. Like I was also, well, I thought he was gonna do air start, so I also just did air start. Then I saw he wasn't doing that. I was actually going for a ground rush, but you can't really do that as UK because you don't have recon. So yeah, this is the barracks. I'm researching bombers right away since he doesn't have air. Yeah, I did this defensive start, but I mean, this is still really bad positioning. Again, you can't really attack with this due to the lack of recon until you get air recon or something, but I could just put a barracks right here and infantry rush through the forest and kill these 2 depots pretty easily. So, yeah. Paratrooper, I end up killing it. He tried to drop it, but even if he did drop it, I would just kill it with the M11, so not a big deal. P108s are coming out now. Camos, but it doesn't matter since, yeah, he should have put. Okay, so he took 3 depots. He should have took this depot, so then he can camo all his production, all his depots, instead he spread out his depots. So I can go and bomb this one. But I'm gonna get a recon anyway, and he surrenders because he can't really, like, he's gonna lose a depot even if he does go for Spitfire, so he's gonna be down too much depots. And I already have a bunch of planes out anyway. You can't build Hurricanes since Hurricanes just lose to Cetas because Cetas are faster and cheaper. France is Germany. France is not good on this map because it's way too big and vulnerable to infantry pressure. Doing a 3 depot start. think I was initially gonna do 5 depot, but I saw he's going here, so I decided to go here too. Came all this. This is arguably a better third depot. I don't know. It's hard to know what the best third depot is. It depends. Actually, I don't know. Either this one or this. It's hard to say because the flank depot is vulnerable to infantry flanking, especially as France. So this is a big mistake. He strafes my supply truck, which is stupid because now he can't stop my engineer truck. I was gonna play camo anyway, but it didn't do that, so I just got the free truck out instead of having to play camo. So that was nice. This is the armor base. Now neither of us are making air because the thing is, if he makes more ME109s, ME109s are not cost efficient. Like your 25 supply for a 630 speed 3-star fighter. If he makes a bunch of ME109s, I'm just gonna tech up to my own advanced fighters. And like they'll be better. But he can't tech up to like, and he doesn't want to make more ME109s because I'll just tech up to my own advanced fighters. And he doesn't want to build jet fighters because those are super fucking expensive and there's no reason to if I don't build my own air. So like there's not really any reason for us right now to build more air. Because if one of us does our current options, the other of us will just tech up. Like we will be building bad planes right now if we build any. Like I don't want to build any fighters because I have to tech up to fight him. And that's a lot of money. So I'm trying to avoid it. And he doesn't want to build more ME109s because as I said, they're not good units, but there's no reason for him to tech up if I don't build any here. But yeah, so I decided to get 2 base fighters so I can get out. I think this is the depot actually. So I played Devil Fanaticism. Okay, so he only played 1 Fanaticism, so that's why I won this battle. So I won 1 of the battles, so we both lose a plane. I get 5 more points for supply, so yay me. But I had to play 1 more ruse, so yeah. You get sub 40s right away. He has this Q wagon in my base, which if I start losing, I'm gonna lose super hard because he can like if I lose any air battles, he can now just strafe my airfield because he has the Q wagon and look at my airfield. So I really need to not lose. Doing a little counterattack over here. Yeah, so you just strafe the base fighter. But then he comes out with a Stuka, so I run away. Not awesome, but I just put the soft 40s in the town. But now I get my advanced fighters out. And since he built Stukas, now I can't send his fighters over to my airfield right away. Although it's still really risky, like there's still a window for him to like just spawn camp me. But he missed, fortunately. I make a fortified position. This is 2 thing. Well, let me. Okay, if I build it right here, that would actually zone away the Kubel wagon. Oh, my bad. I also built like if there's any air battles above my HQ, since I have less planes, so I'd be like he might engage me. I should have built a fortified position like right here to zone away his Kubel wagon. Try to kill his this other Kubel wagon with soft 40s. So this is the first questionable decision on his part. Well, the first one was building 3 Stukas. Like you, no reason to really build more than 2, because I just don't need more than 2. I mean, 3 is not bad, but if we're trying to be as like if we're kind of like min-maxing here, you really only need 2 Stukas like to kill a tank in one run. So yeah, okay, so this is like he's does this. It's just really weird. What he should be doing is like putting infantry everywhere, because I need to spin at least a panhard or 20 supply to kill his infantry. So here's what happens: he makes infantry, I make a panhard or tanks, which is a ton of supply. Then he starts an air battle. Then he just uses Stukas to kill my tanks. Then his infantry kill my depot or whatever after my tanks die, regardless of how the air battle goes out. Like he just needs the air battle to be like equal. But then he wins on the ground when Stukas kill my tanks and infantry move forward and do whatever. And it's kind of, and I can't really strafe infantry with fighters, because then I have so many fighters, they'll be rearming. So then he can engage in air battle, and I'll lose to less fighters. Like if I spend 4 fighters to strafe 2 infantry, that's 4 less planes. So then I'm just gonna lose with every air battle. So yeah, he should have been going just infantry and more air instead of armor base and artillery base. Although you can't make the artillery base work in this situation. Like it's not a bad idea. It's just that not what I would do probably. But what you want to do is AA and infantry, and just take control of this town and forest, then move up to this town and forest, and just keep on pushing with the AA, infantry, and air against me until I need my own AA to counter that. Tanks are unnecessary since again you can just use Stukas here. But whatever. Anyway, so IC is going AA, and I could go AA. I thought about it, but I decided to just go for double air. Since the map is so spread out, I can just go bomb his depots. He can't put AA everywhere. If he does, it's a massive waste of money. He's gonna spend hundreds of supply on it, so it's like whatever. Which is why he would have been wanted to be really aggressive. Like you want to be really aggressive through A sometimes. Like just try to keep on pushing forward with A and infantry and air in this situation. Since out 2 tigers, which is it's not necessarily a bad idea. It's just again just make infantry. Like look, he spent what 90 supply on 100 supply on AA. That's not actually doing anything right now, and I just killed his depot. And like he can't engage my air force beforehand. This is my bad. If I was good at air micro, well, do I kill both the ME1? Yeah, I do. Like he can't engage my air force. Like even if he has all the AA, I'm still gonna get my bombing runs off. That's the thing. In all likelihood. Yeah, I thought these were maybe Panthers or something. I wasn't really paying attention to their speed, so I ended up losing this soft 40, unfortunately. So I end up getting fighter bombers, but I actually only have one. I have 15 planes right now, so I can actually only build 1 fighter bomber at the moment. So I'm like, fuck. Also, I get these 2 depots in the meantime. So yeah, he only has 4 depots, 3 of which are about to run out, while I have 5 depots, 2 of only 3 of, well, I have 2 that aren't about to run out. Little air battle. Again, his A should be more pushed up. His A should be right here to like punish my air. Like, I just have so many more planes. I'm just having a really good. I'm just killing all his air like it. Yeah, none of this A is doing anything. That's the biggest problem in this match. At least it's depot, unfortunately. But I was about to run out, so it's not a huge loss. Even though it is annoying to get my 3rd airfield out. He plays fanaticism. I lose that depot, which is annoying. We're pretty much on pretty equal footing. I kill the Kill the tiger. Again, it's not a huge deal since I have so much more air anyway. I can just go bomb his depots once I finish fighting us off. So that last Skeppy doesn't kill the tiger, which is really annoying. I accidentally made an extra Amiot. I thought I only had, well, I didn't realize I already had two, so I ended up building another one. So it was like, whatever. Oh well. Kill this tiger. Says I'm going to bomb this depot since these two are about to run out like in the next 30 seconds, so. I play Blitz Fanaticism. Like, I just have so many more, fighters. I'm just killing all his planes. Like, I just, A is not doing anything. Like, he got, like, I lost, like, 2 planes there. Or maybe, like, 3 or 4, but he lost, like, more. And now he has no depots. Since this one's gonna run out on the next convoy, so he surrenders. Yeah, on smaller maps, like behind enemy lines and Blitz, you can maybe get away with, or A is not a bad idea since the map is so small. But on the bigger maps, like just having a lot of air is a good idea. Oh yeah, also I sent another depot this way to take this supply dump. Like if you had infantry in the towns, you could have stopped that. So yeah, now I decided to get another bomber. Since I'm gonna do a strike on his depot and airfields at the same time. Little targeting error right there with a replay. Yeah, he really he should have teched up the jet fighters in this situation. So they're more cost efficient than MB-109s by a lot. So yeah, I had him over here to protect this supply depot. I lose this. Wait. We played a spy ruse to kill a soft 40? That was... maybe I already gave up at this point, but like, there's no... That was a waste of a ruse, especially when I'm obviously about to bomb them. Oh, actually, that was really bad, man. Like, I almost lost this bomber, actually, so I wouldn't have killed the depot. I kill this depot, then all his planes are busy, so I end up killing this airfield too. Like, I lost a lot of planes there. That's the problem. Like his A is not actually gonna stop a bombing run from happening a lot of the time. Like like it's better to have planes. Like then you can actually stop the bombing run. So he was down to 1 depot while I had 3 depots. So, and I just killed one of his airfields. I was just gonna bomb him again if he didn't surrender. And that's the end of this video.